in reference to the idea of you just got to find a balance or find the middle way, that is absolutely correct. But I've noticed there is a form of support or conversation or reflection, advice that people have been giving me as I am in this committed place of no intoxicants, that I understand is well-meaning, but is not helpful. And that is in this idea of like, yeah, you just got to kind of find balance, like people say, oh yeah, it's good to take a break every once in a while, and then just keep, like just moderation in all things, even moderation, just got to, find the balance in it. And that's not exactly helpful when you're in a place of committing to a discipline of no, I'm not doing that right now. And indefinitely, I'm not involved with a 12-step program, but the term, one day at a time. People say, hey, so how long are you going to do this? Just for 90 days? How long are you going to do this? I'm like, indefinitely. And I get that there can be something maybe even confronting, or it can be challenging to one's own thoughts about their own substance use. That when someone that they care about and as a friend says, yeah, I can't do this anymore, or I need to take a break, or I'm doing this, it makes someone go, do I need to take a break? And they go, I don't need to take a break because I know that I have it in balance, and I know that I can stop, and I have stopped, and maybe there's a little doubt in their mind. So they're kind of convincing themselves as they are talking to the other person. And I'm not talking to any of my specific friends. I think everyone is being well-meaning and everyone is so loving and so supportive. But occasionally I do hear some words that are like, yeah, cool, good for you to take a break so that you can, when you come back to it, you'll have balance. And I'm like, I don't really want to be thinking like that. I want to be thinking in terms of how can I change my very being so that if I ever do intoxicants again, it is coming from a totally different place. And I can't get to that place while thinking about finding balance right now. Because I cannot find balance right now until I heal, fix, solve, figure out whatever the stuff is that made me lean so heavily on intoxicants to find that place of freedom that I enjoyed. And so, and the reality is there may never be enough healing that I can use those substances in a healthy way. And maybe do I ever want to be like, oh, cool, I'm finally back to a healthy relationship with alcohol? Like, if you never did alcohol again, I think every doctor and every part of your body would be like, we're good with that. Yeah, no, we don't need any. That we'd be pretty happy with no more alcohol ever. But I do know people also. I know plenty of people who are like, can't ever do it again, never, ever, ever. And I know people who are like, I'm a former addict. I went through all this process of growth, and now I have a healthy relationship. And occasionally I have a drink, or occasionally I do this substance, and occasionally I do that substance. But it is not. I don't have the unhealthy patterns, the unhealthy relationship that of coping that I did in the past. So perhaps that is my future. Perhaps it is abstinence indefinitely. But it is not helpful to be reflected back the option of finding balance. That's just the way I feel about it. It's kind of like, you make a rule in your head, like, okay, no more cake. And then someone goes, yeah, but it's a birthday party, so here, have a piece of cake. You're like, yeah, it's about balance. Just have some cake. You're like, even though they're not tempting you in the moment, when someone says find balance, they are chipping away at the absolute decision that I've made in my mind. And the difficult part about making new habits, or one of them, is conviction. You don't want to go through a decision like, oh, well, is this within the bounds of balance for me? Because if I just do have a little bit now, that would be reasonable. It's like, no, I don't. I am on a path where the decision is made. Perhaps I will have a decision in the future. And let me also say that I would say 98% of the people I talk to are just like, fuck yeah, dude. In fact, lately, since everyone's been reading my journey, people have been like, fuck yeah, dude. Super courageous what you're doing and talking about publicly. And the number of people I know that have said, people have said like, dude, you said what I've been thinking and I didn't know how to say and didn't know how to say publicly. So fucking thank you. So, the vast majority of people have been so supportive. So I'm just kind of expressing this one thing that I was not aware of in the past, of that idea of find balance, or yeah, just take a break. It's not the same thing as being supportive to me. But thank you for your care and love, because I feel that no matter what.